a six-time NBA champion and five-time league MVP, Michael Jordan.
What would you do if the world told you you're not good enough? And they were right. At first, that's exactly what happened to Michael Jordan.
Please welcome Michael Jordan.
He was cut from his high school basketball team. Not just benched, cut. But instead of quitting, he turned that moment into fuel and transformed failure into a legacy.
I would say good morning, but it's afternoon. I'm grateful to Vanessa and the Bryant family for the opportunity to speak today.
This video isn't just about basketball. It's about resilience, obsession, and the mindset that built the greatest of all time. If you've ever doubted yourself or been told you're not ready, this story is for you, because greatness doesn't start with talent. It starts with rejection.
Jordan beat him at the buzzer with a jump shot in the circle, and Chicago has knocked off the...
The day he got cut changed everything. In 1978, Michael Jordan was a sophomore at Laney High School in Wilmington, North Carolina. He tried out for the varsity team and got cut. The coaches said he was too short, too raw, not strong enough. It crushed him. He went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. But that pain flipped a switch. From that moment on, MJ promised himself he'd never be outworked again.
Here is Michael. The head fake on Garnett. Over him into the lane with the game's...
That moment didn't break him. It built him. He used it as motivation every day, fueling the fire that would carry him to greatness. Sometimes the worst moments of your life create the best version of you. Obsessed with improvement. After being cut, Jordan made a decision. He wasn't just going to get better. He was going to outwork everyone. He practiced in the morning before school. He stayed late after practice. He didn't just shoot hoops. He studied the game, watched players, took notes. He trained his weaknesses until they became weapons. His obsession wasn't casual. It was personal. He knew he had talent, but he refused to rely on it. He wanted to earn everything, and he did. The next year, he made varsity, but he didn't stop there. Because for MJ, improvement wasn't a phase. It was a way of life. College dominance, and a shot that changed everything. Jordan earned a scholarship to play for Dean Smith at the University of North Carolina. As a freshman, he wasn't the biggest name, but he had heart and a killer work ethic. Then, in the 1982 NCAA championship game, with just seconds left, he hit the game-winning shot. That moment put him on the map. But more importantly, it showed the world he could handle pressure. From that point forward, people didn't just see potential. They saw clutch. That shot was more than just 2 points. It was the start of something legendary. MJ had arrived, and he wasn't leaving. Drafted third, and that fueled him too. In the 1984 NBA draft, Michael Jordan wasn't picked first. He wasn't picked second. He was picked third. That alone told him everything he needed to know. People still doubted him. The teams that passed on him gave him all the motivation he needed. He landed with the Chicago Bulls, a team with no championships and no real identity. But that just gave MJ a blank canvas to build his legacy. He didn't complain. He competed. Every game was a statement. Every point was a reminder. He didn't need to be first pick. He just needed a chance to prove them wrong. Turning the Bulls into believers. When Jordan arrived in Chicago, the Bulls were barely relevant, but it didn't take long for MJ to turn heads. He won Rookie of the Year, lit up the scoreboard, and brought a level of intensity the league hadn't seen. But success didn't come overnight. For years, the Bulls fell short in the playoffs, losing to stronger, more experienced teams like the Detroit Pistons. Jordan could have blamed his teammates. He could have bolted. Instead, he dug deeper. He trained harder. He transformed his body and demanded more from everyone around him. He didn't just want to win. He wanted to build a dynasty. Failure fueled the fire. Before the rings came the losses. For 3 straight seasons, the Bulls were knocked out of the playoffs by the Pistons. They beat him up, physically and mentally. It hurt, but Jordan didn't run from it. He let the pain fuel his offseason. He hit the gym harder, became stronger, smarter. He worked on his defense. He mastered the mid-range jumper. He grew into a leader. Every loss became a lesson. And when the time came, he didn't just beat the Pistons. He dominated them. The failure didn't kill his legacy. It forged it. Greatness isn't born from winning. It's born from refusing to quit. The first three-peat, a new standard. In 1991, Jordan won his first NBA championship.
I don't have regrets. I am a person that says, as soon as you look back in your history.
He cried holding the trophy. It was validation after years of heartbreak. But he didn't stop there. He came back and won again in '92 and again in '93. 3 championships in a row. A three-peat. He wasn't just the best. He was setting a new standard for excellence. He turned the Bulls into a global brand. He made basketball an international obsession. But most of all, he made winning look inevitable. Not because it was easy, but because he outworked and outfocused everyone else. The world didn't just watch Jordan. They worshipped him. The death of his father and stepping away. In 1993, just after winning his 3rd title, Jordan's world shattered. His father, James Jordan, was murdered during a robbery. The loss crushed him. His father had been his biggest supporter, always courtside, always proud. In the wake of that tragedy, MG shocked the world. He walked away from basketball, retired in his prime, joined minor league baseball to honor his dad's dream. People called him crazy, said he was running, but in truth, he was grieving, and he was human. Even go-8s need time to heal. That break wasn't weakness. It was necessary. It proved he was more than an athlete. He was a man. The comeback that silenced the world. In 1995, Jordan returned to the NBA with 2 words: "I'm back." No hype, no PR campaign, just a fax and a mission. His first games were rusty. Critics said he was done. But the next season, MJ answered with a 72-10 record, a 4th title, and Finals MVP. He wasn't just back, he was better, smarter, more surgical. He adjusted his game, adapted to his age, and elevated his team. It wasn't about proving he could play. It was about proving that champions evolve. Jordan didn't just return to basketball. He redefined what a comeback could look like. Second three-peat, and the icon was cemented. From 1996 to 1998, Jordan led the Bulls to 3 more championships, making it 6 total. 2 separate three-peats. No one had done it like that, before or since. These weren't just titles. They were chapters in a story that had already become myth. With every win, Jordan added to his legend. But it wasn't the scoring alone. It was the way he played, the leadership, the control, the presence. He made greatness look like a decision, not a gift. He didn't dominate the game. He owned it. And by 1998, with a last-second shot in the finals, he walked off as the GOAT. The legacy off the court. Jordan didn't just shape basketball. He reshaped culture. His partnership with Nike turned sneakers into a billion-dollar industry. The Jordan brand became global. His influence stretched across fashion, business, and identity. He showed young athletes what ownership looked like. He stayed private, avoided scandals, and let his game do the talking. Later, he became the first black majority owner of an NBA franchise, the Charlotte Hornets. His legacy wasn't just about scoring. It was about building something bigger than himself. He proved you could start as a high school reject and end as a billionaire icon. Cut from the team, crowned by the world. Michael Jordan's story didn't begin with applause. It began with rejection. He got cut. He cried. Then he got to work and never stopped. That pain became power. That failure became focus. He wasn't just the most talented. He was the most relentless. He didn't just change the game. He became it. 6 rings, 5 MVPs, a legacy that still defines greatness. He wasn't born the GOAT. He built it, step by painful step. So if you've ever been told you're not good enough, remember, so was he. And then he became Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan turned rejection into rain. His story is living proof that failure isn't final, and greatness comes to those who refuse to be counted out. If this fired you up, hit like, leave a comment, and share it with someone who needs a reminder of what's possible. And don't forget to subscribe to Spark Your Soul, where we bring you stories that fuel your fire and remind you, legends aren't born, they're built.